Welcome to Creative Brews. I'm Kristen, and this is your weekly dose of creativity, where photography, design, and life come together. So, grab your favorite drink, and let's talk about what's brewing. Hello! Welcome to another episode. Yay! So it's been a little bit since the last time that I actually filmed an episode. Cause the very last time that I did an episode, I had some time that day, which was amazing. And I went ahead and just filmed quite a bit of different episodes that I was wanting to film and talk about, some subjects that I really wanted, that really interest me, basically. This one is just going to be pretty lighthearted, nothing too crazy. Really just a sit down and blab episode. Kind of like a catch up, a life, where am I at? How's everybody out there who's listening and watching and stuff like that? Hope everybody is doing fantastic. I certainly am. There really are no complaints over here. And of course, I feel like you can complain about stuff, but is it really gonna help? Probably not. So I don't know how long this episode will be. I don't plan for it to be too long just because I'm really just kind of sitting down. It might be kind of chatty. Kind of just like, a spill of where I'm at. And stuff like that. So, life updates, exciting things are happening. Some of them I can talk about, some of them I just don't want to talk about at the moment. But I'm so excited for, of course, for the thing that I can't really, I could talk about it. It's just that I'm a very big believer in, especially if you're running your own business, but, there's certain things that I don't mind sharing, and a lot of it I really don't mind sharing because, I'm building my business. I've had a business before in the past, my photography business, but I also had a design business as well. And I've been a business owner before. I don't think a lot of people know that, but yeah, I've basically had my own design, my own photography, but I kept them separate, So this time it's a lot different because my business, it's design, and yes, it's photography to some degree. And it might be videography in the future. If you do inquire or ask me about videography, we can work something out. I know on my website I only offer 3 services at the moment. Soon my website will be probably under some construction just because there are some things that I want to change about my website. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the changes that I want to do because I don't know if I'm going to do some of them. And then, I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. But real big exciting news, other than business stuff, I'll get back on the business side of things, is that I am engaged. Yay! Yes, I'm engaged. I'm fully wedding planning, and stuff like that. So, yes, there will be probably wedding planning, content coming up. I don't know if I'm going to have a wedding planner. If you are a wedding planner or if you know a wedding planner, um, please leave them below. I don't know that I'm going to hire a wedding planner though, to be honest. Just because we're not really planning on having a super big wedding anyway. Um, so, and we're definitely wanting to wait, a couple of years and stuff like that. Just so that way we have time to plan everything. Our son, who is only 6 months, we would like for him to be older and stuff like that as well. So, very exciting. I'm over the moon. I'm super excited. I love, honestly, what I've noticed is that I love planning things. Like whenever we did our baby shower, I went all out. I did basically all of everything. Um, and it was fun. Of course it gets a little stressful, but honestly, that was just for friends and family. And then I had some coworkers come out, which was nice. But I didn't get like super, crazy about it just because, you just didn't want it to be stressful. It shouldn't be stressful, I think. So this time, we've got some time to plan stuff. So we're going to sit down, me and Patrick, and get together, you know, um, basically what kind of wedding, where, and stuff like that. All the logistics, basically, is what we're going to sit down and talk about. We kind of already talked about it here and there because we're both very excited. Um, so, we are planning maybe 2027, maybe definitely a fall wedding for sure. We both love fall. I love spring and I love fall. And he loves fall. So, and then we also did the baby shower in the fall. So I was like, that's fitting. So sometime in October for sure. And we're planning on maybe it being a vineyard wedding with hopefully a mountain view, some kind of nice view for photos and stuff like that. That's basically, I mean, yeah, we've talked about colors. We've talked about, the rings and stuff like that. But I'll probably make separate videos or episodes on wedding planning and stuff like that. I'm kind of just trying to take it a chunk at a time, and go ahead and, as soon as we get the venue, then we'll be sending out save the dates and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you know me personally, you already know, family already knows, so this was like the last, to say it on camera, which was funny because the engagement happened. He proposed to me while I had already had all my other episodes scheduled and uploaded and stuff like that. So, yes, like I said, big things are happening. Not only wedding planning, but, some stuff on my business side is changing, which is nice. It's crazy that, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. I can't remember exactly what I said when I started, this podcast, but it's very fitting for now. Like I said, this year, it's all about not forcing things, I think, or something like that. I'll have to go back and see exactly what I said because it's very fitting. Like, when I said that then, I really was setting up my, my year for, for that. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's, I don't know. It's hard to explain in words, I guess, and really like get the excitement across. I think you all can tell that I'm very excited. But yeah, I'm super excited for the wedding. I cannot wait, but I also can wait because James is going to be older and stuff like that. We at least want him to be walking, and he'll be walking way before, 2027. Who knows? The year might change. That's why we haven't really set anything in stone yet. Once we do have everything in stone, like I said, we'll send out save the dates. We'll update everybody in our lives. So, yeah, just stay tuned. Business side of things, it's, of course, it's growing for sure. Like I said, there's some things on my website that I want to change. There's a big project that I'm working on currently. And then this past weekend, me and Patrick tag teamed doing videography. So that was something that, like I said, I don't offer that on my website. And this kind of leads into what I do want to say. If you have come across my website, or if you've seen my website, which is behind me, kind of shameless plug back there. Check out my website. I do offer 3 base services. And I have looked up pricing as far as my area goes and stuff like that. So the pricing is based off loosely of that. Although I did go like way under what, everybody else. Because I'm just starting. I'm not expecting to be getting orders, right and left. So, yeah, I got my first order, which is fantastic. First client, which was nice. Doing something that I do not offer on my website. But I think I have a little message thing that comes up. Or even on the services area, it does state if you don't find what you're looking for, reach out anyway. I mean, depending on what it is, we can probably work something out. It just really depends on what it is. The reason why I say that is because I really wanted to keep it simple with, 3 services, and then grow the services as the time goes on. So as I grow, these services will grow. I think that makes a lot of sense. You're not overwhelming yourself and stuff like that. I have gotten quite a bit of inquiries about running a business, how to start, and all the logistics and stuff like that. Like, how did I start? How did I come up with my aesthetic and stuff like that? Which is why on my Instagram I have put up some things like business aesthetic, how to come up with yours, how I came up with mine, basically, and stuff like that. One of the changes on my website that I guess I could talk about is I do want to offer sort of like a blog, but I want to combine my podcast. So right now, if you go to my website, I do have a podcast section on my website, but I want to combine podcast and blog together because with some of the questions that I've received, I feel like it would probably be better if I did like a blog post and an episode about it, just because sometimes you can try your best to get the point across, but sometimes it just needs a little bit more elaboration, I feel like, or maybe some visuals and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm planning on doing that. All these things will probably happen over time. It's definitely not going to happen overnight. So yeah, very exciting things. I'm so excited. And I'm just so very thankful and grateful for everything that has been going on. I mean, things have just been falling into place finally, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, a bit of advice if you're watching or listening and you're going through some things and maybe your life isn't going right, just find it in your heart and soul to keep going. Whether it's, small steps or big steps, or whether you need to eliminate things out of your life, just keep going. Like, I'm here to tell you, you don't know me, I don't really know you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to tell you that. And I've really strongly feel like if you're watching or listening, it's definitely not a coincidence. You need to hear these things and stuff like that. So, yes. Yeah, life, like I said in some of my past podcast episodes, life is crazy. It really is. Like, but whenever you finally stop and, spend the time on yourself, heal yourself, really dive deep into yourself, and really look at, the broken version of you in the mirror. And it's just all about self-love, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean the superficial, let me go take a bubble bath, self-love or self-care. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, if you've got things that you need to heal, trauma, whatever it is, you should do that for yourself because it's very freeing. That's all I gotta say. So, anyways, yeah. So, like I said, I've received a few questions on the business side. I've also been asked, like, how do I come up with my topics and stuff like that. It's been pretty easy just because I've kind of just been going with the flow. Like, of course, I wanted to talk about photography and design, but also wanted to talk about deeper things. It's not just about these surface type things. So I'm talking about like psychology, everything that really intrigues me. Like, I've always been very spiritual. A lot of people might know that, but I don't think a lot of people do know that about me. I have always been very spiritual. I just haven't. It's not that I've been hiding it. It's just that when I was younger, I didn't really know what it was. What should I call it? Stuff like that, So I've always been very philosophical. I love hearing wisdom. That's the reason why I love deep, thought-provoking quotes and stuff like that. It's not just about the quote. It's not just about the affirmation. It's just the meaning behind the quote. So I love looking at quotes, if I can speak, that really make you think, like, that really stop you in your tracks and give you that reality check that you needed, or ground you back, or, whatever it is. So, yes. So I've always been that way. I'm sure some of my friends have caught on to it. I've talked to one of my friends sort of about spirituality and stuff like that. We've kind of talked to some of my friends about it, but I don't really talk about it that much just because for me it's very personal. And I know everybody's got their own opinions about things. And if I am talking to you about it, it's probably because maybe you're spiritual too, or maybe, I don't know, it is fun to talk about. I will say that. It's just that everybody has their own opinion about spirituality, religion, stuff like that. So, if your beliefs and stuff are different, then, other people might not agree, which is fine. I don't want you, I'm not here to make you agree to what I believe in. I'm just here to give you that reality check. Like I said, I started a segment a while back ago on my TikTok channel, or TikTok account, called Daily Dose of Reality. And I've been thinking about bringing it back because the idea behind that series was to give you that reality check. Whether it was a quote that I thought of or a quote that I saw that I feel like, ooh, that'd be great to share with more people, let me share it. So that's how it all began. But I didn't want people to take it as me trying to be mean or anything like that, because some of them you read and you're like, damn, okay, that was a slap in the face, but you needed it. You know what I mean? Because if I shared it, it's because I needed it. And I felt like, oh, well, maybe somebody else could, benefit from seeing this. Anyways, I do have plans on bringing it back, but in a very different way. It's in the way that I can't really talk about. I have big plans. Like I said, I'm working on a very big passion project, is what I'm calling it. I'm almost done with it. It's just that I have to figure out a few other bits of information before I want to go ahead and start, promoting and talking about it. So, very exciting things are on the way. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I have been thinking about it more and more this year. And I'm like, the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Like, I'm just gonna sit down, do it, and I'm sure, once I talk about it more, because I'll probably make an episode all about it anyway. So yeah, exciting, very exciting. Anyways. I know I probably look crazy because I just literally got out of the shower. My little one is taking his nap, so I'm trying to hurry up and film this and film another episode. So that way, like I said, I try to film at least 2 episodes if I can. It really depends. So, anyways, other life updates are that I'm finally trying to be more of a book reader. There are a few books that I really want to read and check out and, just check it out. One of them being the Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis, and The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This one my friend gave me, and I've had it for probably a few years, and I tried to read it a little after she gave it to me to read. And I just felt like I was forcing it. I really wasn't interested. Like, I was interested, but it just wasn't the right timing then. But now, a lot has changed. I know a lot of people in my life, my personal life, have told me, like, you sound different. You sound, like you have grown, in other words. And I will say that I am the same me, but I'm different. I have changed. I have grown as a human being. And I think having a baby really does that to you. It either, I don't know, it changes you. Either way, it changes you for the good, obviously. I'm not saying that this change is bad or anything like that, but that has a lot to do with the change that people have seen. So, or have noticed. Like, a lot of people are like, you sound different, you sound just relaxed, at ease, and stuff like that. And a lot of it has come from having a baby. But a lot of it also, too, is because while I was pregnant, I did a lot of healing. I'm still healing myself. I'm still on my healing journey. I'm still trying to, better myself every day and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, a lot changed for me quickly. I wouldn't have changed any of it looking back now. So, obviously. And I'm continuing to grow as a person. And, and you just, when you're going through a change and stuff like that in your life and you're growing as a person, you tend to grow your life, if that makes any sense. So everything just seems to fall into place and stuff like that whenever you do the work and stuff. So yeah, what are some other changes or other life changes and stuff like that? I am wanting to start a series called Protect Your Energy, I believe is what I'm going to be calling it. I do plan on doing maybe a podcast episode. See, I need to sit down and really think about it. It'll be more like spiritual driven, basically. Some of if you follow me on social media and stuff like that, some of the content that I've been making just has been feeling right to me, is like, little reminders and sort of some spiritual things and stuff like that. So yeah, so basically, it's kind of more on the spiritual side, so spiritual driven, like protect your energy. I'll probably elaborate more about it. I'm not sure if I want to do a podcast episode or a podcast series. But I definitely want to do, like, break it down and maybe see. I'm not sure if I want to do a podcast series or do like reels and stuff like that on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, if you want to, you should, because the reason why you should is because there are some additional pieces of content that I do. I try to share some of what I make on Instagram to my YouTube with the YouTube shorts and stuff like that. But some of it, like, I don't go crazy and try to like upload everything to everywhere. You know what I mean? Because that's one way of burning out. Plus, too, I kind of feel like some things are like YouTube content, some things are Instagram reel content. You kind of divvy out the content, and some of the content just doesn't really make sense on YouTube, and some of the YouTube content doesn't really make sense on Instagram. You know what I mean? So, and then TikTok is hit or miss for me, just because I used to religiously upload on TikTok. That's how come I have quite a bit of followers, but I don't really, like, recently I've uploaded on there, but I'm not really trying to, religiously upload to TikTok, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, TikTok's hit or miss. I don't know, but I'll sometimes upload to TikTok. So anyways, yeah, majority of the platforms that I'm on are definitely YouTube and Instagram for sure. And then I run a Facebook page for my business. So that way I can kind of share some either extra content or extra information and stuff like that. It's kind of serving sort of as a blog in a way. Not really, but kind of. So yeah. Anyways, other bit of news is I am doing a photography challenge. So if you're interested, you can go either watch. I uploaded 2 videos about it on my YouTube. One of them was actually a podcast episode about the forgotten lens, is what I'm calling it. It's your telephoto lens or your long range lens. Basically, all the challenge is to use your long range lens or your telephoto lens, whether it's a long telephoto lens or just like a short telephoto lens. Doesn't matter. Maybe cross over to macro photography if that was something that you're interested in. But yeah, you can use the hashtag forgotten lens, or I think it's the forgotten lens hashtag, and definitely tag me in it. The challenge has been going on for almost a month. I'm going to cut it. I'll probably stop the challenge July 10th. I started it June 9th. So I figured I'd let it go for a month or so, depending on how it's going. I honestly, like, this just came to me. It wasn't anything that I was, like, planning on doing. It just came to me after I had filmed the telephoto lens, and why it's underrated, episode. But then I was like, you know what? It would be kind of fun to do a challenge. So let's just try it out. I don't plan on a lot of people entering into this challenge. But I figured, it might help with some engagement or, to have some engagement. And plus, too, it kind of gets your workout. So the winner, whoever the winner is, if there is a winner, I'm going to showcase your photo in a future episode of Creative Brews. So, I don't know. I kind of just thought that it was kind of like a way of giving back to the people who are watching and listening and stuff like that. So, whether you're a new photographer or a seasoned photographer, enter in. It doesn't matter if you think your work is bad or not. Enter in anyway, So it kind of gets your work out, your name out, and stuff like that. So, yeah. There's still some time to enter, and if you want some more information about it, you can go watch the Forgotten Lens podcast episode. And I even I was trying to upload it as a short, but it uploaded as a video, for the little promotional. I did 2 promotional videos for this challenge just to kind of hype it up, get it out there and stuff like that. And it was fun. Honestly, I'm just doing stuff that just feels right. If it feels right to me, I'm going to do it. I don't care if this challenge nobody enters. I really am just doing it because it's fun to me. And I shared some of my photos that I've done over the years and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, anybody in the world can enter. Doesn't matter where you're at in the world, because it's not like I'm going to be shipping you anything or anything like that. So, yeah, there's really, there are requirements. You do have to be subscribed at least to my channel or follow me or both. That would be great. But you do have to at least be a subscriber to my channel. With all of that being said, I think that's about it. Like I said, I'll be probably doing an episode about the business side of things, what some people have been wondering and stuff like that. Like, I recently bought a planner not too long ago. This is a good lifesaver. I know I have my digital calendar too, which I know sounds crazy, but I love, like, just being able to open it up and put in what I want to put in, plan my weeks out. I now don't, like, I used to just plan my week as they come, but I now plan my month. So I know that was something that wasn't like, some people inquired about that because they saw some of my stories and stuff like that on Instagram. They were wondering, like, well, how do you plan stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll probably go through a little bit of planning, maybe some tips. Maybe you'll, gain some information, gain some tips on how to maybe sit down and plan your stuff out, whether it's content uploading or business stuff or, stuff like that. So I've got both in there. Like, I plan my content. I know that sounds crazy, but it's saved me a lot. And then I plan, business stuff. And then, of course, life things like appointments and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't want this to get too much longer. I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about. So I hope you all are enjoying the podcast. We've hit 20 episodes. I think this will be 21st or 21 episodes. I don't know why I said 21st. 21 episodes. I'm just so excited to be able to share stuff and continuing to do this. It's still very exciting. And yeah, just, keep on watching, keep on supporting. Like, I've gotten a lot more support than I thought I would from all kinds of people around the world and stuff like that. I don't know, it's amazing. So, yes. Well, I guess I hope you all are having a great day and a great week, and I will see you all in my next episode. Bye!